performance blueprint. You've got a methodology. I think it sounds like to be an authentic leader. Could you talk us through that a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've already talked about a couple different aspects of it actually in our conversation already, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
that foundation, as we call it, right? And then is really this is the foundation of, in my opinion, of personal success and being a great leader, right? This is one of the first exercises I take my clients through on the back end. Sometimes it's not. I wouldn't call myself a programs coach. Like if the blueprint makes sense, we're going to work through it. If it doesn't, it's not like you signed up for this program.
Right.
But the foundation is purpose and vision, right? That's something that we're going to define.
Yeah.
And if a client is lacking in that way, we're going to look at that. That's what we call the foundation. Then we're going to move on to what we call the site, right? Which is your environment, your people, and your tools. Who are you surrounding yourself in 2025? What tools are you surrounding yourself? What environment are you surrounding yourself in, right? Like
Hmm.
we're living in a world where you can have things like AI support you. You can work from home exclusively. But if you're a Teams person, that might not be fitting your reality of what will make you successful. From
Right.
there, we're going to really look at what I call anchor points or past success drivers. So let's take a look at the past and where have you been most successful in your life? Not necessarily in business, just in your
Mhm.
life. And what were all the aspects that surrounded you? Like professional sport is, or college athletics is one of those things where you get working with a salesperson or a financial advisor, real estate agent, attorney, whatever, and they might be maybe struggling with accountability or something like that. And you look back and say, well, you were a swimmer, right? This is a perfect example. You were a swimmer back in college. Well, walk me
Okay.
through why you were such a good swimmer. Why? And you all of a sudden, all these camaraderie things get picked up. You start using words like, well, I had deadlines or I had goals to meet. I had commitments to other
Mhm.
people. And it's like, oh, great. Do you have any of those now? And then it's quiet. Have you created? And right. And then and
Yeah.
especially with those solopreneurs, especially with those, statutory W-2s, 1099s, right? That they're kind of on this island a little bit of the soloprenneurship. And it's like, have you set up your like your world that fits where you've been successful in the past? Everybody's
Yeah.
had success in something, right?
Mhm.
And then that final pillar, and that's perfect the way to put it, is called the pillars. And that is what are your aligned actions and how are you going to be accountable to those? Right. Those are the things
Yeah.
that as I've coached, and the idea honestly came from one of my clients. I'd been working with him for like a year. He's a construction owner. And I remember stopping the conversation, and I'm not going to say his name, obviously, for confidentiality, but I was like, hey, dude, did you realize that in the last 4 sessions, you've brought up one of these aspects that is indicative of your success that you've been having? Like you've obviously broken through. Why is
Mhm.
that? And we dove into it. And I basically asked him, where did that show up in the past? And all of a sudden this blueprint came up and it came out. And look, I've looked it up online. Like there's a ton of blueprint ideas out there. But it just hit me as like, this is a part of who you are, man. And we need to not
Mhm.
forget this in everything that we do moving forward. And then I sat back and thought, well, how many other aspects of this person individual could show up like this? What are the other ways that he's really
Wow.
breaking
Yeah.
through here?